Assalamu alaikum, hi viewers. I'm Dimrana from Government Postgraduate College to Singh. How are you? I think everything is pleasant on your side. I wish you a very pleasant day, a very pleasant morning, right? Okay, let's start today's lecture. In previous video, we discussed about non-verbal communication in general. In today's video, we are going to discuss different types of non-verbal communication, right? Okay. There are six, you can say, basic types of non-verbal communication. The first of all, we talked about kinesics. The pronunciation is kinesics, right? Second, we can talk about haptics. Fine. Number 3, Proximix. Number 4, paralanguage. Number 5, sign language. And number 6, Chronomix. Let's discuss them one by one right now. What is kinesics? As from the word, it is you can say clear that kinesics, right? You can talk about kinesthetic intelligence. The word I think you might be listening, right? You have heard about that kinesthetic intelligence. There are multiple intelligence, right? But one of them is kinesthetic intelligence. Kinesthetic intelligence is found in players and dancers, right? When we just speak through our body, right? When we perform through our body, this is called kinesthetic intelligence, right? Okay. But our topic is kinesics. In kinesics, you can say it includes the movements of our hands, fine, and our eye expression, our facial expressions. It all comes in the category of kinesics, right? It's very necessary when we talk to someone. Now that we use hands, right, in order to sound interesting, in order to sound a bit, you can say, in order to grab the attention of the audience, in order to get involved by ourselves as well. If we are involved, automatically audience will be involved in our discussion, right? Okay. The second type is haptics. Haptics is all about touching, tactile sense of touching. Got it? All right. In this category, we communicate through our touching. For example, we have interaction with the baby, right? Baby can't speak, and just we touch, right? You can say the touch of our hands gives the baby, a child, a message. Got it? Right? We love them, right, by kissing and by touching them, right? On the other hand, we go to some friends and he's terribly upset, might be because of some reasons. May God forbid, it might be some death ceremony, right? And just a funeral procession. You just meet the affected person, right? And you meet them, you hug them, and you just you can say pat on his shoulder, on her shoulder, right? And in this way, you convey a message. You communicate, right? And you console him, and you share your sympathy with the person with whom you're interacting. Got it? This is called in haptics. It's all about touching, right? Okay. Number 3, let's talk about the word Proximix, right? Proximix, it's all about, you can say, language of space, right? At what distance you place a person whom you are talking to, right? इसमें मतलब जब आप किससे बात कर रहे होते हैं, फाइन, जिस तरह सोशल सेटिंग एक होती है, फाइन, या पब्लिक सेटिंग होती है, इसके अंदर आपने लोगों को एक खास डिस्टेंस पे रखना होता है, राइट? फॉर एग्जांपल, लेट्स टॉक अबाउट दिस. It has 4 steps, fine. The first one is public setting. Public, right? In public setting, there is always a speaker, right? Maybe is an actor, is a celebrity, he might be an author, a religious scholar, right? He is talking to us, right? So there is a distance about 10 to 24 feet. It can vary, but normally 10 to 24 feet there is a distance between the speaker and the audience, right? यानी जो भी स्पीकर आपके सामने बोल रहा होता है उसके दरमियान और जो आगे ऑडियंस बैठी होती है, इतना कम ये डिस्टेंस रखते हैं. नॉर्मली इट हैपन्स इन फॉर्मल सेटिंग्स, इन डिफरेंट सेमिनार्स इट डज हैपन. तो इसके अंदर इतना डिस्टेंस वहाँ पे ज़रूरी होता है. लेट्स टॉक अबाउट सेकंड. नाउ there is first of all public setting, means second social setting. Social setting in there we have interaction with the different people, right? It might there might be some customer, there might be some new colleagues at workplace, right? तो वहाँ पे जो हमारा distance उनके साथ होता है, उसमें हम मतलब वो social setting के अंदर आता है. Got it? Right? सोशल सेटिंग के अंदर मतलब हम अपने कोई मेहमान फॉर्मल को गेस्ट हो सकता है, उससे हम गपशप लगाते हैं. तो ये जो डिस्टेंस होता है, इट्स नॉर्मली वी हैव 4 to 12, 4 to 10 feet, right? And वो it doesn't, you can say, comes in a very frank. ये जो डिस्टेंस होता है, आप ये समझिए कि जैसे हमने बात की पब्लिक सेटिंग की, उससे ज़रा ये कम डिस्टेंस होगा, आप यहाँ पे ज़्यादा फ्रैंक होंगे उस पर्सन के साथ, फाइन, इट वुड बी क्लोजर टू यू कंपैरेटिवली, राइट, व्हेन वो कंपेयर इट विद पब्लिक सेटिंग, राइट. जिसमें जैसे मैंने अभी कहा कि इट इंक्लूड्स कस्टमर्स, न्यू कलीग्स, यू टॉक टू देम, राइट, देयर इज अ typical you can say a specific distance when we talk to them, right. Number 3 is personal space, right. Personal space, it's okay, it comes with the family members, right. Yeah, it may include very frank fellows, right, your comrade, your chap, your fellow, your mate, right, like उनसे जब हम गपशप लगाते हैं तो just it comes in a personal setting, right. And there can be a distance of 1 to 4 feet, right. इसका जो मतलब जो कैटेगरी में आता है, इसमें हम 1 से लेके 4 फुट तक हम उसको मतलब डिस्टेंस पे रखते हैं, फाइन. It is, as I said, just it can be you can say family members, your members of your family, right, your friends as well, right. It's more formal, the word I said, members of family, grammatically it's more correct, right. Okay. Then you can say your colleague, if they are frank. If they are new ones, you will keep them at a distance, right. तो normally हम एक distance पे रखकर उनसे गपशप लगाते हैं, now to be comfortable, but in personal setting they get closer. Got it, right. Let's move on to the intimate space. Intimate space, right, definitely it's closer ones, like it might be our partners, it might be a baby as well. For example, a mother is very close to her children, right? The touching, it is in your touching zone, right. You can touch the person whom you're sitting. In other zones we can't touch the person. Touching would be very offensive when you are setting some, you can say, social, or you can say public setting or personal setting. It might be offensive, but in intimate you can say setting, right, in space, you can touch the other person as well. So that's all about proxemics. Let's move on to the next type. The next type is paralanguage, right. The paralanguage is a non-lexical part of the speech. What does it mean? As I said in the previous videos, it's all about PVP. PVP mean you can say pitch, volume, pace, right. It includes words, but what the energy, the variation we attach with the word is called paralanguage. It comes in the category of paralanguage, right. You get emotional, right. There is a rise and fall in your voice, or you can say you make your voice thin or thick, right, low or high, like that. It all comes in the category of paralanguage. Got it? Again, I'm saying non-lexical part of the speech is called paralanguage, right. All your expressions, like you can say your emotions that you attach. Non-lexical mean, and you know about the word lexicography, the word, you know that it's all about words and language. Specific terminology is called lexicon. Lexical means words, language, right, words of language, right, of any branch of study. It can be lexicon I'm talking about. Again, in paralanguage, the energy we associate, right, the emotions we associate with it is called paralanguage, right. It's as I said, that PVP, pitch, volume, pace, is called paralanguage, right. Every other thing that we associate with our words other than word is called paralanguage. Got it, right. Let's move on to our fifth part, that is sign language, and it's also very interesting, very simple one, right. Sign language comes when there is impossibility of written communication, right, oral communication or verbal communication. Definitely it is non-verbal communication, but in sign language, right, as a special children in special school, they go for a sign language. The specific sign they just talk about, I don't know, like the way, whatever different expressions they use, I don't know about them, right. I'm bad at these signs, right. So these signs they learn is a specific, you can say, a process of learning. They learn, the special children and special school, they learn it, right. And sometimes there are some settings where we can't just speak with the person, you can say, freely, right. We can't use words over there. Then we can go for the different signs. This is called sign language. I think you got it, fine. Let's move on to our sixth type. Sixth type is Chronomix. Chronomix does mean, it is, you can say, language of time. When we communicate through time, fine, the study of the use of time is called Chronomix. Got it? For example, you can say in different situations. We just talked about, we know that I have only 5 minutes to speak to the public, so I must stay there. I was told by the compere, by the host, by the anchor, that you are supposed to talk over there, sir, for 4 to 5 minutes, and I will have to stay in my limit. I have half an hour. I have to convey my message in that particular setting, in order to sound professional, in order to sound, you can say, disciplined. Fine, you will have to follow those time limits like that, right? And the punctuality, regularity, what's the duration of time, this is called, all comes in the sphere of chronomics. And also we can have examples of in our daily life, for example, time effects, right? That ideology, the setting where we are in. For example, you are at railway station and you just reach there, and the train was supposed to come about 5 p.m. but you will have to wait. If you had to wait over there for 1 hour or 2 hours over there, and it's really, you had a bad impression about that, you can say, set up, about that station, about that railway system, that it's not proper over here. So this time effects, got it? Fine. And it varies from, you can say, different categories, different status. For example, if the subordinate, there's some employer there, they can't, you can say, disturb the time, the working time. But if there is some boss over there, he can affect the time. For example, he can call for any impromptu, or you can say, meeting, right? He can, you can say, prolong the time of their working. So this is how this, you can say, we talked about Chronomix, right? The different thing that comes over here in that sphere, right? मतलब वक्त जो होता है वो बड़ा important होता है. अब इसमें मतलब हम वक्त की स्टडी करते हैं, being regular, being punctual, fine. जैसे बाज़ माशरों में, जैसे अमेरिका के अंदर, अगर आप लेट आते हैं, it's really rude on your part, whether you are an official, whatever you are, right? You belong to some executive class or whatever it is. But in our society where we live in Pakistan or India, that is, you can say, it's typical of the politicians and the bureaucrats. When we invite them to different functions, they love to be late, and we are expecting that they would be late, right? तो ये वेरी करता है, एज ए कल्चर स्पेसिफिक भी है, राइट? मतलब जब ज्योग्राफी चेंज होती है तो ये जो वैल्यूज़ हैं ये भी चेंज हो जाती हैं, राइट? सो दैट्स ऑल अबाउट टुडेज लेक्चर. That's all about different types of non-verbal communication, and inshallah I see you in my next video. Thank you very much for staying with me. Inshallah see you in the next video. Allah Hafiz.